Okay, moving on, let's talk about cheating. Cheating, a lot of people cheat, and sometimes they will tell you, if I'm not sexually entangled with her or entangled with him, it means I'm not cheating. While some people believe if I share an emotional attachment to a man or an emotional attachment to a woman, it means I'm cheating. Now, whatever cheating is to you, the question is, how do you react to, what's your first reaction or what's your first action? It depends. And what are the ways that you handle it after your first or your second or your third reaction? How do you handle it? I'll start with Pastor Dolly. First, what is your first reaction when you just catch your spouse red-handed cheating? What's that first reaction? And eventually, of course, first reaction is, it just happens, it's spontaneous. It's probably we're not even thinking, it's just your adrenaline just hype itself, and you know. Then after your first reaction, what do you think should be the best action to take? Because I think sometimes we might not be able to control our first reaction. So people be like, if I catch him cheating, I'll just, in fact, I will leave the room for them. I'll go, hey, those kind of people are probably the one that will bring out bottle. And you know, so yeah, so we might not really consider the first, just how to handle it. But first, I would like to know our first action. Then, of course, what we think is the best way to handle when we, you know, catching our spouse cheating red-handed. Pastor Daniel.
I think the way we handle issues varies from one person to the other. And it also depends on how developed you are in terms of your inner strength. You know, that will help you handle any situation that comes your way, the way you handle it, you know. Yes, every human being, we have the capability of being angered. Things can anger you. Things can provoke you. I always tell people, you see, situation it shouldn't really determine the way you react. The way you react to issues should be the way you are, not the way the issue or the problem wants you to react. Sometimes we have the tendency of reacting the way the situation comes. And that's why the Bible says, if we react when we are angry, it says we will behave like a fool. We would have ended up fooling ourselves. You know, so when the issue happened, the first thing to do is to take a deep breath and think before you act. Because if you act instantly, you act according to the strength or the magnitude of the issue. Thank you. You are bound to make mistake. You are bound to do things that you will regret all your life. So the best thing to do is to calm down first, cancel yourself first. Like one of my daughters will always tell me, you know, maybe when somebody hurts me and I'm angry, she will say, Mommy, let us assume it's somebody in your church that is going through this situation now, and they come to you for counsel. What counsel are you going to give to them? So that actually has helped me over the years to always counsel myself first. Before, whenever anything happens, I counsel myself first. I get this attitude of, okay, if it is happening to somebody else, they come to me for counsel, how am I going to advise them to react? Definitely, I'm not going to advise anybody to kill somebody. I'm not going to advise anybody to revenge. I'm not going to advise anybody to be crazy. So I decide to go that way. Anger actually is a choice. Like I always tell people, you don't provoke me. I decide to be angry. I can also decide not to be angry. When you do something that will make me angry, I can decide. Anger is a choice. So the way you handle the situation actually depends on who you are, the way you see things. So that is why you must try as much as possible to develop yourself, even before the problem comes. If you're developed to handle situation, you'll be able to handle situation. We have had people, oh, because this person provoked me, the wife killed the husband killed the wife. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And you shouldn't also, you know, on social media these days, there is this case of one that is going on now that you know, the wife moved out and people are like, why would she move out? She should have tolerated. And the question is that the same people, the one that did not move out, the husband killed her, then she could have moved out. This one moved out and they are saying she shouldn't have moved out.
She should have stayed.
You should have stayed. You see, people will always have their own opinion. Let it be your own opinion that counts, who you are, your safety, your peace that matters.
Okay. All right, Pastor Martha, what was your take? I would like to know your first reaction first, and of course, what you advise people to do afterwards.
Well, for me, we are human beings, and we are ruled by our emotions. Anybody that finds out that the spouse is cheating on him or her, you will feel bad. You will feel bad, you will feel angry, you will feel betrayed, you will feel embarrassed, you know. But what will you do after them is what matters, and that's what counts. That's what counts, because life is not, no matter how straight life is, at a point in life there must be a curve, there must be a bend. And when you get to that bend, what do you do? That's when you know, when you are driving a car and you approach a very sharp bend, that's like the cheating point. What do you do? What do cars do at that point? They slow down.
You know.
Because if you go straight on,
you're gonna hit yourself.
you know that either you die or you are going for a crash. So what do? You slow down. And I agree with Pastor Dolly also. You must develop yourself to the point that nothing before the offense comes, forgive. It's not easy. It's not easy. Because I started by saying we are human beings and we feel these emotions and everything. We'll feel the anger, we'll feel the pain and everything. But we must build ourselves to that level where before that thing comes, before my husband annoys me, before my husband cheats, before my children annoy me, before my neighbors and everybody annoys me, yes, I may get angry and everything, but I must build myself to that point where I must learn to pull back.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, on that note, Pastor, see, I'm ready for you, Pastor.
It's slow. It's slow. Or Bishop.
All right. There's a story here that actually brought out this topic about cheating and all of that. Now, actually, the story is a man caught his wife with his friend in their home and takes a selfie for his in-laws. Now, we have pictures of that, but of course, sensitive. We took out the sensitive part of the picture. Now, the story is, a man took selfie after he reportedly caught his wife sleeping with his friend in their home. And of course, the thing has gone viral because they shared it online. Twitter user Oluwatayo Roda, who shared the photo, alleged that the man took the selfie for his in-law after he caught his wife in the act. Now, of course, it's already on social media everywhere. You know, he stripped them naked and snapped pictures of them. He stood in front and, you know, snapped the picture. And according to what the Twitter handler said, that he sent it to their in-laws to say, see, just in case you're wondering why probably I don't want to get married to your daughter again, or I don't want to be. And that's the picture of him and his friend when they were eating together and all of that.
Before the incident.
Yeah, before the incident. Now, the pain of a lot of people that reacted to this thing is, how can a friend, you're even eating from the same place with a man. You did not even say you should go to a hotel, at least respect. You did it on their matrimonial bed. And if you look at that picture, because it's online, both of them don't look like someone that even have any remorse. They seem like, that's the wife and the husband. They seem so very comfortable. Even while snapping the picture, there was no really atom of shame or trying to put down your head or, you know, cover up yourself. We weren't seeing anything like that. Now, that was his own first reaction. Probably he did not beat them, he did not say anything. Just say, just the way people are, just stand up, just stay at my back. Let me snap picture for the gram or for Twitter or for anything. And who knows what happened afterwards? We do not know. So, but that is one man reacting. Now, I'm now coming to you, Renta, because this is one man reacting. And that is what he did. If it was you caught your friend on your matrimonial bed with your wife. I don't want to put best friend because I don't think there's even anything like best friend anymore. when it comes to what we have seen. He can't even term that one as best friend, say my ex-best friend, maybe. What would you do? What would be your first reaction, and what would you advise people to do? Plus, this thing, of course, we know it's actually quite wrong, having to, you want to snap, fine, but putting it on social media, I don't think it's so, is the anger, right?
The anger, yes.
Of course, so but, Loretta, let's hear you.
You see, it is wrong, totally wrong, to wash your dirty linen in the public.
Yeah.
Who are you doing that to? See, we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Right.
Every home, every marriage, like I keep telling people, I say, every marriage is unique to itself. There is no template, a do-it-all, solve-it-all template. What works for one marriage may not work for the other. And virtually everyone has problems. There are problems embedded in every home, but they handle it. In fact, if we are to know, if we had the gift of clairvoyance, to see what happens in people's lives, we won't be able to sit down here and be talking.
Right.
So people hide a lot of things. The guy in the first place, I know he's angered, he's so, distraught, and he wanted to get back at them. But in doing so, you're also doing yourself. You're also doing yourself. There are better ways of doing it. And again, let me not fail to mention this, that whoever has the power to make you angry, in as much as you are angry, for that period of time, the person is in control of your life. He can actually move you to kill yourself, to do anything. He could mess your life. So I'm just saying it not as if I am a better person when it comes to anger, but I've come to realize that each time I'm angry, I kind of act wrongly. My decisions, my actions cannot be right. Because, there's no pure reasoning, no critical thinking and all that. I'll just act emotionally like an animal. And that animal instinct will just be what is will come to the fore. So the guy, the so-called friend, of course, human beings don't rely on any human being. The only person you can rely on is the universe, God. Is the only one that cannot disappoint you. Any other human being. So don't ever feel disappointed. Say somebody disappoints you. Just expect that anything can happen. But let God give us the grace to carry on.
Yeah.
For the guy, I'm sorry that he had to go through that, but his reaction is wrong. I've had one day on the program I talked about a man who came back. He went to lecture and he came back. He forgot a book. He came rush home to pick up the book to go back to lecture, only to see his curtain hanging awkwardly in the bedroom curtain, and he just rushed there, put it, pick the book, just to touch the curtain so that the curtain will hang well, only to see his wife, making out with a student that was supposed to be in the class, and the man left them, say, "Oh, I'm sorry." He went back to his lecture hall, did his lecture, and he went to the senior staff club, drank. He came back home. The wife was so jittery, she didn't prepare the food as the man, as she normally does. Then the man said, "Honey, you didn't do my food. Please get me my food." And the woman hurriedly prepared the food and brought it. And the man sat her down, fed her, and fed himself, and everything was. At the end of the day, the woman ran away. He went and brought her back, and eventually, the woman ran away the second time. Before the man could go, she had, killed herself.
Wow.
It's a pity that the woman had to die, but the man did not cause her death. Right. If he had reacted otherwise, one or two corpses would have been on the ground that day.
Sir, I want to come. I'm so sorry to just jump in. You see, you said the woman killed herself later.
Yes.
You see, for situations like this, as counselors, if you don't, the man may not be talking about it, but the woman, she's not happy. She's still, she doesn't know what that man
she's
is thinking. So the man needed to have called her. They should have
talked about it.
Yes. You can't say because you don't react, another person reacts, the other person that reacts is bad, blah, blah. That man should have. Your reaction may, yes, he didn't want to fight, kill anybody, because I don't think there's any man will take coming home and catching his wife with another person and he will take it. Yes, some people have this grace of they will not react, like this example of the man you are giving. Because even the Bible says, Psalms 419, It's in the Bible, Psalms 41 verse 9. He said, even my best friend, the one who I do what? He has raised up his hands against me. It's not new. In the times of old, until eternity, best friends will betray best friends. It's not a new thing. But the man should have discussed this issue. If he really loved his wife so much, they should have gone to see a counselor. And maybe that woman would have been alive today.
Right, of course, yes.